Hi, Leslie. How's it going?
Hi there. Everything is going well. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I am just so grateful to have you on as one of our guests for season three. I'm super excited. I knew I wanted to kind of come with the season strong, and I knew that you were going to be someone who can definitely bring some value to the community. So I'm super grateful. And so, can you just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? And tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay. I like to start off with telling people my zodiac sign. I am a Gemini, um, Haitian American, and I am a mother. So that's kind of like who I am first, you know.
Hmm.
As a business owner, I'm a hustler. I've always been a
Hmm.
hustler. I recently saw a meme that said, the people that used to sell like chips and candies and on the bus in middle school, like I'm sure you guys are entrepreneurs now, and I'm that girl. I was that girl. So yeah, I started out actually as a blogger before
Hmm.
Instagram and social media was a big thing. We remember MySpace. And
Hmm.
during that time, I was just blogging on like blogspot.com. And most of the people that you see are digital creators now. We're technically bloggers in the beginning.
Hmm.
At this stage, a lot of them either have their own fashion business because most of the
Yeah.
bloggers that I follow we're actually like in the fashion realm,
Hmm.
fashion and beauty. So I was a blogger, and when I started Instagram, it was just an easy transition to kind of like transition your blog into a
Yeah.
mini blog on social media.
Right.
For the people that knew me, my friends, or the people that follow me, they were always complimenting my feed. Like, you do so
Mm-hmm.
well. How do you get your pictures like this? But I think as a digital creator, which wasn't the title then, it just became natural for us, right? But I actually turned that hobby into a career. Someone
Wow.
suggested like, hey, you do a really good job with your feed, and I think you'll work well with this local brand. So I sent them a proposal. They hired me, and that person actually was close friends with like other kind of like celebrity or celebrity wives, and I worked for them, and then it just kind of got went from there. So I
Hmm.
started out just as a social media strategist, but
Hmm.
today I have my own digital marketing agency. So that's kind of like how that started out. I turned my hobby into a career, and literally Google, YouTube, joined Facebook groups, invested in different type of programs, and now I'm providing email marketing, product styling, photography, social media management or marketing. What else? Facebook advertisement, anything in the digital realm, I'm trying to have my hands on, because especially with the so many amazing Black owned women businesses that
Yeah.
are out there, I want to be a part of their success. Like, I want to be able to help them reach from point A to B to all the way to Z if I can.
That's awesome. That is great. I think that's so good that literally like people found, how would I say that? Like people were coming to you because you were good at something. And then literally they was like, this is actually something that you can do for other people.
Mhm.
And I think that's really good to kind of take away too. Like when people are saying, those who are, struggling with trying to find their purpose or trying to find like what they're good at, when people come to you for something over and over and over,
That's your
pay
skill.
attention. Pay
Yeah.
attention. Yes, that's
Yeah.
your skill. Pay attention. Because I've kind of got the same experience too. Like people kept asking, "Oh, your feet's good." Like, "Oh, I just do this for myself." Like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm good." But it's literally like I thought this was easy. This is easy to me. It may not be easy for you. So I think that's amazing. So what does your morning routine look like?
All right, so it changed up recently, which I'm
Okay.
trying to get it back. I'm an avid um cosmetic type of girl. So I just left from having surgery. I'm very transparent about that. So I just left it having cosmetic surgery, liposuction.
Mhm.
So my mornings are not the way it was before I left for surgery. So
Mm.
like on a good day, I will wake up in the morning, I will walk into my kitchen. I have like a little area where I burn my incense. I have this sculpture that reminds me of my mom. She's very spiritual. So when I purchased that, I'm like, okay, this is going to be my spiritual area. So I would burn my incense. I would speak out or even write down a lot of my affirmations. And then I will go into breakfast mode. After breakfast, I'll come here to this desk and start working. And I'm literally at this desk. So I don't really have like all these things that I do because my daughter is 17. She's already out of the door, driving to school. I don't have any kids to manage, to monitor, but her dog that I have to walk at 6 p.m. So, but now it's like off kilter. I don't have that balance and I can't wait to get back on that. I'm waking up 6:30 in the morning sometimes just to drive an hour away to go get a massage, just to come back. It's just a lot in the morning. So I can't wait till I'm able to have that, woosah, because I feel like it's so important to start with an inhale, exhale moment, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. It does. And I feel like a lot of times when we don't have that like me time, I guess, in a sense, like, okay, that time where I'm kind of pouring into myself time. So if that's reading a word, if that's like literally just reading a chapter, like if it's something that is like that you're giving to yourself first before you give to the world, you know what I mean? I think that's super important. Like, okay, let me just pour into myself first before I get on social media, before I email all these clients, before I work on this project. Like, let me have a time for me. And that's in the morning. That's going to set like my day. So I think that's good. But then I think it's also good, like you were saying, like you had one, but you want to get back into it. And that's cool. Like, that's the grace that we have.
I can't say that this hour or two drive that I'm having, I'm able to get back into listening to my podcast. And that's been, I'm an avid podcast listener. And I've been able to kind of like just, get into just listening, and not having to like worry about anything else, just listening. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Just listening. I love that. So who inspires you as an entrepreneur right now?
So I don't have anyone specific, and I'm going to tell you why. Who inspired me now? It's a category, and this is digital creators.
Okay.
Every day, all day, I'm putting time out, literally just to save so many reels to prepare myself, because it's just like there are so many creative people building a business off of just being creative, right? So for me, those are the entrepreneurs that are inspiring me. These are people that probably went to college for 4 to 5, 6 years, and they're not doing nothing that they went to college for. Or probably people like me that went to college, got an associate's degree, quit, and decided just to do, again, something that I just learned, something that just fell in my lap, and now I'm doing it consistently. But being a digital creator is not really as simple as it is. You have to have your makeup done, have your hair done, get a photographer, find locations, and editing. It's a lot of work. So those are people that inspire me, because every day they're figuring out better ways to top themselves.
I love that. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I guess I was expecting like one person, but no, that's good. Like a whole category. That's amazing. So over the years, what do you feel like has forced you into pivoting into your career, right? So I know you said you at first kind of started off with like just doing social media strategy, I think strategist, you're a social media strategist. And so eventually you're like, you know what? No, this is not enough for me. Like I want to have my hands in everything. I want to have my hands in, as far as in the digital marketing space. Like what was that transformation, and why did you like want to pivot? Like, okay, this is good, but I want to be able to kind of do it all in a sense.
Okay. So I'm gonna be honest, money. Once it's a cap and I'm not able to pass that number, and it's like every month is looking the same, I gotta figure out a way out to make more, So for me, money is the drive, because I have a child that's turning 18.
Yeah.
Once I became a full-time entrepreneur and I saw how far my business could grow, it was like, okay, how do I make more money? And the answer is finding more people on your team to delegate work or to help you grow your business. So for me, yes, it's more money, but the more money I make, the more my monthly expenses will come, because this is the money I have to put out to the people that's going to help me grow my business. So to be honest, like, so pivoting for me was first money, but when the pandemic hit and COVID came, pivoting was not an issue because so many businesses received money for their business.
Right.
So that was actually one of my best years so far. Was the first year of me being a full-time entrepreneur. So like the first year, but then once people stopped, either they ran out of money, they weren't receiving any more money. Pivoting for me is, how can I continue building my business and not depending on a client saying, I can't afford you anymore.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that. I'm in that moment right now. Tell me, how does that work out? How do you
So
do
it's
that?
just like having a 9-to-5 job. If the company you work for say, hey, we have to kind of like, budget, and we're going to have to drop some people, or hey, we can no longer offer you overtime or unlimited overtime, and that now is limited. They're controlling how much you make. They're in control of your business. So you have to figure out another service that you can provide for people that needs it consistently, right?
Okay.
Or you have to kind of like say, how can I continue making money in my sleep? And some of that is digital products.
Right.
Coaching, bringing value to your audience, so that way when you are able to sell them a product, you can now put it on evergreen that could continue to go and go and go and go, right? So yes, being a digital marketer is great, but when you deal with a business and things that shift like social media, that one day, which was someday this week, Monday. I think I was working. Yeah, Monday. There was no social media, I heard, but I was busy doing product photography, so I wasn't on my phone. But when I finally got off of work, one of my friends was like, hey, I hope your business is going well and your clients are not upset because Instagram is up. Was not on, or whatever, because it was down. Lucky for me, I provide a service that doesn't require social media, and that's email marketing and SMS marketing. So being able to know about other services, and again, education is key. I am always a student. If you follow me on social media, you'll see once in a while, I'm always sharing like me learning. And I'm going to always be a student, because anything can happen with social media, but you always going to have an email list where you can communicate with your audience. You're going to always have their text message where you can have that conversation with them. You get what I'm saying? So being able to say what other service I can provide that doesn't take control of my income, right? Or doesn't take control of my business. You deal with business owners, right? If they're not having a good day, they technically, although they need you, they don't need you. They can say, I can do this by myself, because this is now an expense that I can save. How can you prevent yourself from doing that? By providing products for business owners that probably don't need to pay you recurring, but multiple business owners are coming to get that product from you, and that's digital products.
Wow. That's good too. Okay. Because literally, when I tell you, that's been the thing when it comes to like having a service, providing a service instead of having a product. I feel like it's easier to sell a product. That's just like in my experience, versus you're literally in servicing, you're selling yourself, right? So like, I think it's really good when you said like it's literally like having a 9-to-5, right? So if they're cutting people, okay, now you're literally in the control of the customer versus like, hey, I don't need you. So that $1,500 is gone for the month, right? Okay, now I need to figure out how to basically make that, $1,500 for the month versus, in a sense. So I think that's really good. And those digital products will, if they're good, I guess, in a sense.
Or coming up with their own product, your own online course, that would be also helpful.
Right. Yeah. And just having that as evergreen, I think that's super dope, super amazing. So the question, because I know you work with some really like popular brands, do you still have to like pitch yourself to different clients?
So yes and no.
Okay.
I have a specific clientele that they would spend a certain type of amount of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Facebook advertisement, the people that follow me on Instagram, they are technically not my Facebook advertisement client, because
Right.
those clients are more high end, and
Right.
they're most likely seven-figure clients,
Right.
or they're people that have the budget for me to help them get to seven figures. So
Right.
those are the people that I pitch to. I've offered a lot of free services for big brands, people that you probably followed that I don't really talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably say, hey, to prove my point, I'll give you 1 month free, right? I haven't done that in a while, but that's very common for me when it comes to like Facebook advertising, because these are people that can make money without any ads. They can just post on their Instagram and make money. But to be able to see the value of advertising, it will blow their mind, right?
Right. Right.
So in order for me to kind of get them through that threshold of trusting and believing me, I technically
Mm-hmm.
will offer that service to them as a courtesy for 1 month. That's kind of like how I pitch myself, just for that service alone. And then from there, they have the choice to say, hey, I'm interested in continuing a recurring service, a recurring project with you. But
Right.
other than that, I've been blessed to not have to. But when you think about it, when I go on Instagram Live, when I create a reel, when I'm posting content about educational stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's me pitching myself.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because I'm
Yeah.
building that trust like no factor. And
Yeah.
that's me saying, hey, I know enough for you to know that I'm the right person for your business.
Right. No, that's good. And I think also too, like being able to, okay, create content that's going to position yourself to know like, okay, I'm an expert in this, and being able to kind of pitch yourself to your followers, your clients, or
Absolutely.
often. And I think that's really good. And I think sometimes we miss that mark because we get so wrapped up in comparing ourselves, or even like just getting distracted from distracted
Yeah.
from the purpose that you are in on Instagram to have a business versus just to post pictures. So I think that's awesome. So who has been the most impactful person in your life?
My daughter. She is
Okay.
my therapist. She's not that. She's going to be a therapist, but I am so blessed to have a child like her. She's the opposite of me, personality wise. She's just someone that I wish I was at her age, right?
Mm,
So sometimes, like, just recently, well, not recently, but she had her first friendship breaking up with someone really close to her.
yeah.
And for me, when that happens, it's like I'm just like consumed with that, right? I'm like, what did I do? Whatever. And I'm trying to figure out ways like in my mind, how could I have made that conversation or that situation better?
Right.
She's in tune. She knows what she wants from a friend and what she can provide and offer. And
Wow.
when she said, gave me the situation with her friend, she told the girl, like, hey, I have no blah blah, but I just don't think we align with each other, right? And it's just like
At 17 years
what?
old?
To
At
have
17.
that conversation with someone, and she said, I just unfollowed her, block her, because every time I would see her, I would get upset again, or I would feel like maybe I should check on her, but no, why should I check on someone that hurt me that bad? You know what I'm saying? Or betrayed me. I
Yeah.
don't want to give them that opportunity to do that again, especially as someone that haven't been around long enough as my other friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow, like that's amazing how she can control her narrative and make sure she can maintain the peace that she wants in her life. You know what I'm saying? So she inspired me. She's the reason why for a lot of things that I do, and I
Yeah.
always keep her in mind. Or sometimes I say, like, what would she do? Because she's just so calm with a lot of things. And I'm very impulsive and can be very irate at times.
She sounds like super mature for 17. I don't think I wasn't even thinking on that level. Like,
Yeah.
No, I was not thinking like that at all. Well, that's great. And I think it's good to know, like, as a mom, like, that's good that you're saying that your daughter has like you kind of like, I wouldn't say you're inspired by her in a sense, but like that's like your motivation, and she like
No,
kind
for
of keeps
sure.
you grounded. And I love that you're able to say that, because I think a lot of times as parents, sometimes I don't know from experience, but I just like from my mother standpoint, or being in that relationship is like it has to be in a certain way. But I love that you're just so open to
Yeah,
like
for
just
sure.
being, with your daughter. So what challenges in entrepreneurship has shaped your business as it is today? I know a lot of times like people say like, I started this business, I literally lost everything. And then literally like there was this moment, there's a season where everything just like worked, and then it's just been like going well ever since. What would you say about that?
So that's not actually my story, because for me, it has to work, right? So for
Mm,
me, I'm always on go. I've always coined myself to be the girl that just gets shit done.
mm-hmm.
So the changing moment for me is when I realized, because I started therapy because of my business. When things got really, really good, it also got really, really overwhelming for me, as
Yeah,
far as like being able to communicate with my clients about boundaries, being
yeah,
able to, when you starting out, being accessible was like something that was okay, because you just wanted this work. You
right.
wanted to be able to over exceed their expectations. So whatever they wanted, you wanted to be on it, right? But as you
Mhm.
continue to grow your business, you don't have the capacity to be there for every single client the way they want you to be there. So
Right.
being able to communicate that was a struggle for me. I got therapy, and being able to communicate with not only with my clients, but also with my team, was something I had to work on, to the point where I felt like I'm okay that I'm not the once you come into my business, you become a client. I'm okay that I don't have to speak to every client every day. That's what a project manager or an assistant is for now, or the people that actually works on that team, the account manager is for that now. So
Right.
not being able to be accessible has been a big relief for me as a
Mm,
business owner. But for me, like saying, oh, I lost everything, I technically won't, and I know it happens to other people, but for me, prayer, affirmations in the morning put me in the stand for like I'm prepared to not
yeah.
lose everything, because I can see it when things are going slow. I'm
Right.
ready to pivot. I can
I love
see
that.
it if things are not the way I want it to be at an early stage. I just don't allow it to get to that point. So my change, or my like, where I saw like, if I don't handle this right now, I'm going to lose everything, was being able to communicate, creating boundaries, and having a therapist make me understand like, why do I get so overwhelmed? Why am I, why can't I
Hmm.
speak the way other people speak to other,
Yeah.
I'm just not that business owner, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's good. Like those boundaries are everything. Those boundaries are everything, and just being accessible. I think that's amazing. And it's so funny too. I had a incident. Today is Wednesday. I had a little a blur because I was in the space of like being super accessible with all of my clients, and literally everyone's hitting me up, sending me Voxers, sending me emails, and it's like, okay, Kaylin, I don't have to respond within 20 minutes. I don't have to respond. Like, I don't have to be so like urgent with every single thing. Everything is not an urgent matter. And so I think it's good to like get back in that place of like, that's why you have an assistant. That's why you have a project manager. And if you don't, like, schedule out those times when you're going to communicate back with your clients, or when you're going to work on certain things. I think that's amazing, because then that releases the being overwhelmed and getting those, getting anxious and getting anxiety and getting like very
Anxiety, yes.
flustered. Yeah. So I think that's amazing. I think that is such a big thing that, especially as Black women who are entrepreneurs, I feel like a lot of times we have so many different roles that we play.
Yeah.
If it's the wife, it's the mom, if it's the business owner, if it's all these different roles, I think it's really good for us to just kind of take a break, and just delegate, and being able to really just, like you said, going to a therapist. Hey, I need help. I need help to figure out why I'm not this way or how I can be better. And I think that's amazing. So last question. I know we've had this, but this is a really good talk. And I feel like I really needed this for me to like reinsure, okay, I'm on the right path. But when it's time to pivot, it's time to pivot, basically. And I don't have to lose it all for me to be able to say I had a good fight, or say that my business went well, in a sense like that. So do you believe you're operating in your purpose today, as of today?
That's my next session with the therapist. Because I lately I've been struggling with that. And I think I have is because, doing social media, being in the social media realm, especially this year with the change with the update with the Apple iOS, that again stripped me, right? I lost a lot of clients because that change for a lot of clients really hurt their business,
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, again, Facebook can't control the way I make money, right? So it's like, is this something I really want to do long term? Who is to say that social media is going to be around for long term? But that doesn't mean Facebook will be, Instagram will be, TikTok is the leading factor. But what I can say is when someone does something else, Instagram finds a way to reinvent it, right? I can say that. But again, that doesn't mean it's going to be there. However, email marketing has been there for a very, very, very long time because you have control of that list. This is a list that you earn, right? It's not only the list that you earn. This is like, you can build 1 million followers, like 1 million subscribers, right? But it won't shut down. It won't just shut down. Now, there may be some technical issues with it, but it just won't shut down. Like, you will always have their email list. You will always be able to communicate with them. You will always have their telephone number. So if social media is shut down, you can still send someone a text message. You can still communicate. So today, to be truthfully honest with you today, I am working on trying to figure out what is my purpose as far as my career, right? What is my purpose as far as because ultimately I have dreams of, when I say my affirmations in the morning, part of that is I want to be an influencer. I want to influence people. I want to be able to impact others, especially Black women that own businesses. Right? I want to be that girl that people think of when they want to make a change in their business. That's the impact I want to make. I want people to come to my Instagram feed and feel like they can take actual steps for their business immediately without having to spend a penny. Right? But then it's also things that I want to do for myself. I want to be seen as also an influencer that I can have affiliate marketing with. I want to do things that brand myself. So I'm kind of stuck at that moment, right? And then I'm turning 40 next year. So it's like,
no, you are not. You are not. No, I do not believe you. I do not.
Thank you so much.
Believe that. No, especially when you said that you had a 17-year-old daughter. I say, wait a second. No, sis does not look like she has. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, yeah. And what's so funny? That kind of leads into my next question. Like, what's your exit plan as a digital marketer? As someone who has their hand, who is like a big influencer when it comes to their clients in that social media realm, like, what do you feel like is your exit plan in a sense?
I guess there one? At this moment, I don't have an exit plan because I'm prepared for retirement. I prepared that, like with life insurance and with even employment insurance, because once you become an entrepreneur, you need, if God forbid something happened to you, although something happened to you today, it won't go into effect until 3 months after, there's still a plan for that. But as far as like retirement, I don't see myself saying, oh, I want to retire at 45. Like, I want to continue being a boss that I am. I want to continue flourishing. I don't have an exit plan. And I'm hoping that exit plan includes me, my husband, you know, and another dog. That's the type of exit plan that I'm thinking of, because those are the places that I'm still kind of like trying to figure out. But other than that, I see myself working and doing the things that I love for a long time.
I love that. I love that. And I think why I really ask this is because I think that sometimes, like, we are, like you said, being in certain industries, it's like, okay, is this going to be around for a long time, right? Like, it is, but like, am I going to have to pivot with it? Am I going to have to change everything because of what's going on in a sense? So I know for me, it has been like annoying being someone who does social media. Is like, okay, you know what, this Instagram, like, you know, shutting down or just changing everything up. It's just like, it's a constant battle. Like, how can you know, women who are in the space of still trying to figure it out, how can they say, like, I don't know, like, would you recommend, like, okay, just stay in it, and or start trying, like you said, I don't wait till like it falls apart. I start pivoting when I see something come, like when I see a fire, I'm already in the process of making something else happen, in a sense.
So for you, for example, like, Instagram went down. That's not the first time it went down, right?
I
So
know.
we
No.
know like what plan we have for our clients, right?
Yeah.
And this is the conversation we need to have for them, but also being able to have that plan B for yourself, because in their mind, they lost, especially if they focus on social media being their source of income, they lost some money that day. But if you keep that conversation with them and say, hey, this is the plan we have, you know, and then you can even charge them just a fee for that email, that one email, and it could be a template, and you can say, hey, I have a plan for whenever the Instagram goes down. This is a template that we technically use. You can change it so it could fit for your business. Now you already have. Now imagine you having 5 clients and you already prepared that template for them. You know what I'm saying? Or have that conversation with them. Once Instagram does go down, what type of sales should they be creating? You know what I'm saying? Like, have that conversation with them, so you don't feel like there's no way out for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna come back to you. They're gonna be like, well, what do I do? You want to have an answer for that. But at the end of the day, for you being a social media manager, there needs to be more outside of just social media managing. You know, and I say that because I no longer offer social media managing services. I kind of just create a service that provides you content, captions, hashtags, and a feed of 30 posts, but it does not include management. So we're not responding to comments. We're not communicating with incoming messages through, you know, DMs. We're not uploading stories. We're not doing that, but we're creating a feed that helps you, because you don't have as a business owner, you don't have the time to create this feed. You don't know what type of captions to put up, but you can continue communicate with your audience in real time. And if you don't, then maybe hire an assistant that can do that, because your feed is already prepared for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Good. So offering things that can assist you with, you don't have to be hands-on, and now you have the time to do another service, right? Or something else, or maybe building your own brand, whatever the case may be, but you already planned this ahead for another client. Real time doesn't mean anything to you because you can focus on something else.
That's awesome. That's dope. I like that a lot. That's good. Thank you for that. Girl, you are like, Leslie, speaking to my soul today, girl. I was not expecting this. I feel like I'm getting whooped right now. But no, this is really good. I like I said, I know if I needed, someone else needs that just reinsurance and that encouragement to still keep going, and just always having like different plans in order. So last question. So what's your favorite quote that you live by?
Like, change is inevitable.
Okay.
When I heard that, for me, it's not a quote, it's more of a statement, because I'm never locked into something long term. I'm always expecting that there's a possibility something's going to change, and I have to be prepared for that. When I heard that the first time is when I worked at a 9-to-5, and then I worked at this company for 11 years, and I remember what is the class that you do before you start? What is that called? Like
orientation?
Yeah, orientation. They said there's one thing that we're going to always promise you. Change is inevitable, right? So it's like, oh, yeah, that's fine, right? But then you get so content with a certain pay. I'm sorry, that job gave me unlimited overtime, or then the managers changed and the company changed from one name to another name, and then you had to deal with new managers. It was like, I was ready for the change, but then you get so content of being comfortable where you at. And it's like, once that shift change, it takes a while to kind of get ready to, get comfortable in another place. So for me, knowing that things are not going to always be the same and I need to be prepared for that change.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that now. You know what I'm saying? I no longer, once I see myself being comfortable, I think that at that moment, there needs to be a change. There needs to be something that makes me feel like I'm tired. I'm really tired. But once I'm like to a point where I'm lazy and I'm just laying back and letting like, I told someone recently, like, when that change happened with Facebook, I got to go back to being an employee in my business, right? I delegated so much work that I almost felt so comfortable doing things outside of my business, where when I came back, I was so content with the people I had on my team that I realized, like, wait a minute, like, I'm not reaching my goals anymore. I'm not trying to hit bigger numbers because I got so comfortable. I need to get back to being that employee that I was for my business, which means I need to push the envelope more. I need to feel uncomfortable again. So being able to consistently change, I'm okay with that. I don't want to just be the same every year, every month, every season, every quarter. I'm ready for a change consistently. So change is inevitable and I'm okay with that.
Whoa. And we dropped the mic. That's it. That's a wrap. It's a wrap. Oh man, that is amazing. That's amazing. There's nothing to say. That's amazing. I was thinking of something, definitely not that, but I think especially being an entrepreneur, I've been in those seasons where I've been super like grinding out, like hustling, inboxing all these different people, stretching, just doing multiple things, starting businesses and all that stuff. And then sometimes I do get in a season where I'm just like,
on cruise drive, like
it's just like, I'm chilling. And then like, no, I need to constantly, like, again, like, and also I hear change, I hear growth, like constantly being change, constantly being growth, constantly like improving, changing routine, and like changing friendships, changing, like just kind of growing in all those aspects. So I think that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So I appreciate you so much for this conversation. It was amazing for me. You blessed my spirit. You blessed like my business. I'm about to go back to the drawing board. I'm so serious. But is there any last things that you kind of want to share, where people can follow you, anything that you have coming up or new or anything like that?
Well, currently I am opening up, I've recently opened up my calendar for more product styling services. We just recently launched a holiday campaign service, which provides clients that currently do not have a system where they have campaigns going on during the holidays, and they don't have a strategy, but they do have a list of subscribers that they can communicate with. So we have a service for people that have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, that they're using Klaviyo that as the email provider, service provider. We're still providing, again, product styling for clients that wants to get that high-end look, even though they're still at the early stage of their business where they don't have that high quality, label. We can definitely refresh those brands and give them the look they're looking for that's competitive. You can reach me on the letter U, the letter R, prettyhaute.com to get more information on my services. And then follow me on Pretty Haute Marketing. That's where I'm really providing more information, helping businesses out on that account. And the other accounts, Pretty Haute Lifestyle and just Pretty Haute.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I super appreciate you. And I'm so blessed by this interview. It was amazing. And I just can't wait to see all that. I feel like, honestly, like you've been following, it's like I get to finally meet the person I've been watching for a long time. And it's just like,
Thank you so much.
It's amazing. So I'm super grateful, and I'm just so thankful for this. Thank
And
you.
thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Of course.